This is Goldie Collins, a WOW superhero pro wrestler who's merged her love for dogs into her wrestling persona. Her dog, Alexander the Grand, also shares the spotlight. We learn why they are the best in show today on Industry Pets. Welcome to the show, WOW superhero Goldie Collins. How are you, Goldie?
Hi there. Oh, I am just wonderful. How are you?
Doing very well, and especially well now that we have you on the show because we have already spoke to your partner, Katarina Jinx.
Oh, yes. I love my kitty cat. I watched your episode. I'm obviously a super fan of the show. Anytime we can talk about pets, I'm all ears.
Let's talk about Alexander the Grand, your doggy. So tell us a bit about Alexander. What is his breed?
Alexander the Grand is a Golden Doodle. He is purebred in that regard. His mother was a Golden Retriever and his father was a King Poodle. So he definitely got the poodle size. He is quite large. Folks will see him on the street and not quite know what he is because I think oftentimes with Golden Doodles, folks are used to seeing the miniature ones, the ones that, are more of a bag dog, or even the ones that are just, like 50 or 60 pounds. But he is about 120 pounds of golden goodness.
120 pounds. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How did you name him Alexander the Grand?
When looking for a name for Alexander, I'm big in what names mean. And so I wanted to get something that I felt would be appropriate for the trajectory of his life. And so Alexander the Great, if you're familiar, was unbeaten in his life. And I knew that I was going to have a star of my own who remained undefeated. So Alexander felt like a good fit. So then I did a little more research into what the name Alexander meant. And it means defender of man and warrior. And I thought, well, as a competitor and as a companion, those things just fit. So Alexander came easily in that regard. It felt high class as well. And then to top it off, I added the grand because what's better than being great? Being grand.
Now, you are very lucky in the fact that you actually got to have Alexander be on the show. How cool was that for you, and how did that come about?
It's just been a treat. Every time they request having Alexander on set, to do some filming or to bring him to the locker room, to have there for a bit of emotional support for the other superheroes, it's just an honor. He is a big-time celebrity in his own regard. So his schedule can be kind of tough to work with. I was just grateful that they were willing to put in the time and the effort and the resources into having him on the set.
So you had a dog food match. What was that about? How did you... Tell me about that.
Yes, the dog food match. Well, you see, those two rednecks, Jessie Jones, and Big Rig Betty, Elizabeth, as I call her, they took it upon themselves to enter into Alexander's private space, a space that was designated for him by the company, and in doing so created a feud that just simply couldn't be settled in any other way. And David McLean, the boss, if you will, the booker, decided that the way to solve that dog food conundrum was to implement it into a stipulation for one of our wrestling matches. And you see, I was hesitant to agree, but I'm not willing to bow down from a fight. I am obviously very brave. And so my kitty cat and I took it upon ourselves to prepare ourselves, and in doing so, set a plan in motion to ensure that we would not be eating any dog food. Because let's be clear, the dog food that they provided was not of the quality that I feed my dear Alexander. So if it had been, the food that I give my boy, by all means, I would have sat down with a fork and knife.
Alexander eats well. So that being said, I see that you hand feed him sometimes. Is that all the time, or?
Just sometimes. You see, it depends on his mood. Occasionally, he likes to join us at the table. He's tall enough he can just put his head right at the table. And we allow it because we all eat well in this house. However, sometimes I do like to show my love and affection by feeding him by hand.
Now, in wrestling, there's a term, shoot, and that means, are you being real with me? So is it a shoot that that Alexander is a show dog?
Alexander is most certainly a show dog. He has won so many competitions. However, recently he's been, well, I suppose I won't put the blame on him. I have been disbarred and banned from some of the big shows. Apparently, they don't see a lot of value in this whole venture I've taken on, and they seem to think I'm stealing the spotlight. It's unfair, if you ask me. However, he's still part of a prestigious group of individuals that show dogs in highly competitive and private exclusive events. So that can explain why sometimes folks have not seen him. Because I know there's a few others that are, occasionally commenting on, like, why haven't I seen you at Westminster? Why haven't I seen you? And it's frankly none of their business.
I love it. What are Alexander's favorite treats?
He has so many to count, but I would say his favorite, and I don't blame him, are tortilla chips.
Whoa.
He loves it. If I'm having a tortilla chip, his face will be right by the bag.
Any brand?
Sure. He's not picky. He likes when they're like the thicker, crispier corn tortilla chips, though, not like the flimsy. Those ones are not good.
So what are his favorite toys?
He loves a BALL. I can't say it or he'll go crazy. But if you get one near him, he is chomping. It's a constant fetch situation in our household.
Does he like to go on walks, or is he more of an indoor couch potato?
He does his fair share of couch potatoing. He loves to watch his shows. He's very relaxed and regal, and he understands that when it's time to train, it's time to train. So on our daily walkies, he loves to be in nature, be sure to check in on the neighborhood, and just ensure that there's no funny business, no one doing anything they shouldn't be, no creatures creeping around that shouldn't be, and he's on high alert, but he does enjoy the exercise. He finds value in it.
Did you get him when he was a really small puppy?
Yes. Oh, sweet boy. He could fit in the palms of my hand.
Should Alexander have his own championship belt?
Absolutely. I think it's a disgrace that he hasn't been given one yet. I think as the first pet of WOW Women of Wrestling, he is deserving of the inaugural championship of companions and pets. And I'll be waiting to hear more about when that finally is implemented.
Maybe we can start an online petition.
Ooh, I love to get the people involved. Please, please, please.
What's one of the funniest stories or memories that you've shared with Alexander?
This is hard because there's so many. He's just such a silly boy. He's scared. I'll tell you one of the, some might consider it a flaw. I think it's very charming. He's scared to death of plastic bags.
Really?
And I don't know if that is, I don't know if that's the city boy in him, the California, if you will, because we don't tend to give away plastic bags for free anymore out here. But he just, it can be big, it can be a trash bag size, it could be small, just like a little Ziploc baggie, but if you shake that in his face, he is hightailing it out of there. So pretty much any time that there's, some sort of instance where a plastic bag gets blown by and he doesn't anticipate it, the reaction is just, it's comical. I hate to make fun of my baby when he's in, dire fear, but it's, to see a big baby like that, it's just charming.
So will we be seeing Alexander in a new episode sometime soon?
I think you might be. You'll have to tune in. He loves to make appearances, and he's often there when Kitty and I are scheming and planning and devising our takeover of the division. So you'll have to stay tuned. He does make some appearances, but he should be there every week. I think he should have his own segment, frankly.
I'm for that too. Yes. So you and Katarina have recently been doing singles matches again. What's up with that? Some people are saying there's trouble in the ranks. What's going on?
There is no trouble. Kitty and I are still tight as ever. We just both have gotten to the point where, as tag teammates, we've realized that there is no harm in going out there in singles division as well. You see, we are great together, but we are also wonderful apart. And so in this time when, we're being scheduled, might I say, a bit unfairly in the tag division, we took it upon ourselves to say, hey, throw us into the singles competition. We would love to test our paws. So yes, there is no strife in the home amongst us, but we are both just really trying to lean in and get as many opportunities as possible.
Would you team up with another animal competitor? Do you think that you see, like, is there a kangaroo? What do you see? Do you see anybody else coming into the WoW ranks that isn't from the animal world that you would team with?
I feel like we've got cats, we've got dogs at this point in our faction. I'd be willing to move into scales or feathers or fins, anything of that nature. I am non-discriminatory against our pets and companions. So it would really just be based on personality and dedication, because like I've said time and time again, our loyalty is one of the most important parts of animal instinct. We are just very committed, and we are honest with each other, and we mesh. We've just always had a natural understanding, both in the ring movement wise and outside of the ring planning wise. So we're open to other animals joining the ranks. They have to fit in, and they have to be interested in us first and foremost, which shouldn't be hard.
And did you have any kind of animal charity that you would like to shout out for this episode?
Yes, I feel like there's so many. Obviously, I have a Golden Doodle myself. So there is a California Doodle Rescue that I would love to shout out. If you are in California, check them out. As well as just check in with your local shelters. They often are looking for donations. They're looking for volunteers to go play with the pets, as well as, just give some quality TLC. So find a place locally and tell them Goldie Collins sent you.
Thanks so much. Tell everybody about yourself and what you got going on and where they can find you at.
Well, I'm Goldie Collins, the best in show. And you can see me on WOW Women of Wrestling each and every weekend. We're locally syndicated on your CBS station, so check wowie.com for your local listings. Additionally, you can see us on Pluto. We have a dedicated WOW Women of Wrestling station. And then check us on YouTube. All of our matches and shows get uploaded a few days after they air on TV. So if you miss them when they're airing live, check them out there. And you can find me personally at GoldieCollins_wow on all social platforms.
Amazing. Thanks so much for your time, Goldie Collins.
Thank you.